Yo, what is going on today, man? It has been a crazy time in the NBA. The playoffs have been insane. There's been a lot of upsets. There's been a lot of injuries. There's been a lot of just crazy things going on. Lots of big surprises. One thing that's not a surprise is Ben Simmons not being able to shoot the basketball. It is ridiculous. Today, we're going to break down why the 76ers lost. Spoiler alert, I think it might be Ben Simmons. We're also going to go over how the Atlanta Hawks won the series. We're going to give credit to Trae Young and Nate McMillan. We're going to cover all our bases here. As usual, I would just like to say if you enjoy these videos, please be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. And today we're going in deep. I'm not even going to be wasting no time. Let's get straight to this. So Ben Simmons, I'm going to hit you with his numbers real quick. He averaged 9 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds in 7 games against the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, 9 points from your star player who has one of the biggest contracts on your team isn't going to get it done. Also, Ben Simmons talked a lot about this season, how he believed he should be Defensive Player of the Year and how he believed he should win the award and how he's been handling defense for this team all year. Could have fooled me. He sure didn't do anything to slow down Trae Young. Trae Young had a great series. Trae Young averaged, let's see, what he averaged. He averaged 29 points, 11 assists, and two boards. That's not bad at all. Trae Young has shown up during these playoffs. A lot of people didn't really pick the Hawks to go very far. Trae Young has definitely carried that team. He went into a hostile environment in Madison Square Garden and was able to perform big on that stage. He's gone into Philadelphia, a place known for having a hostile environment, and he performed big on that stage. This whole series really came down to Ben Simmons because before the series, at the start of the series, Joel Embiid, he had a tear in his meniscus, and a lot of people thought he was going to be sidelined. He wasn't even going to be able to play. Well, spoiler alert, he actually went out there and he played great. Surprisingly, Joel Embiid has had some injuries in the past that's kind of slowed him down. It didn't slow him down during this series. He averaged 30 points. Yes, Joel Embiid averaged 30 points on a torn meniscus in 7 games. He also got 12 boards and was able to dish out almost 4 assists. That's not bad at all. Joel Embiid actually showed up. He proved that he's the bigger star for the Philadelphia 76ers. He proved that he's the cornerstone for the 76ers. He proved that he can carry his weight. Ben Simmons, on the other hand, not so much. And there's some people out there that don't want to blame Ben Simmons. They say, what about Doc Rivers? Doc Rivers also has a lot of blame to take in this as well. He's lost a lot of Game 7s. It's kind of well known that Doc Rivers is a good coach. He can get you in the playoffs. He can get you deep. But if it comes down to Game 7, he's probably going to lose it. He proved it last year in the bubble. He proved it this year. And there's been other games that Doc has proved this as well. Now, one thing about Doc Rivers is that's been consistent about him is he's coddled Ben Simmons all year. All throughout the season, he made excuses for Ben Simmons saying, hey, he doesn't have to shoot threes. Hey, if he can't hit free throw, I'm not going to take him out the game. Well, guess what? All of that went out the window last night. One of the media members straight up asked Doc Rivers, hey, do you believe that Ben Simmons could be a championship point guard player on a championship team, obviously? And he said, hey, I don't know. I don't have the answers to that. Me and Ben, we got to get in the gym. We got to work on some things. He made that clear that he wasn't too happy with Ben. Another person that's upset with Ben Simmons is Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid straight up said, yeah, the turning point in the game was when Ben Simmons, he didn't say his name, but when a player passed up an open dunk and passed it to a teammate, and we were able to only get 1 point from the free throw line. Yeah. So the coach has thrown him under the bus. Joel Embiid, his co-star, has thrown him under the bus. I can guarantee you Ben Simmons ain't coming back to the Philadelphia 76ers. I can guarantee. I feel like Charles Barkley. Guarantee. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the game series numbers here. As you can see, the Hawks won the first game. Philly bounced back 1-2, and the Hawks pretty much took over from there. In Game 7, the Hawks were able to go into to Philly and win the series. So we have our series numbers there. I always like to give you guys a quick recap of that. So who really won Game 7, though? One guy who doesn't get enough credit on the Hawks is Red Velvet, Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter had 27 points, 7 boards, and 3 assists in Game 7. If you're into betting, if you're into FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever that mess is, you probably made some money if you put it on Kevin Huerter because nobody expected him to do this. I'm a big Kevin Huerter fan. I think he's pretty good. Before Bogey got there, he was kind of Trae Young's co-star. They both can hit threes. Credit to the Atlanta Hawks organization. They just surrounded Trae Young with snipers. Like, Trae Young obviously is a great playmaker. He's a phenomenal scorer, but they surrounded him with straight up gunners. You got Red Velvet, who can hit the three. You got six-man of the year Lou Williams, who can hit three. They took in Bogdan Bogdanovic from the Sacramento Kings, who can definitely hit threes. Even Gallinari. The Hawks just did a great job this offseason, and they just put together a great team. And now, under Nate McMillan, a great coach who I talked about in previous videos, he's getting the most out of this team. So, okay, we talked about the X Factor for the Atlanta Hawks. Let's talk about the X Factor for the Philadelphia 76ers. Seth Curry. Now, Seth Curry, he played pretty big. He was more of a co-star than Ben Simmons was for Joel Embiid. He had 21 points, 3 boards, and 2 assists. That's not bad. In my video called Trust Issues, because I've been talking about this all year. Trust Issues, I talked about how he would have to be a big X factor for the Philadelphia 76ers if they wanted to win the series. Now, another X factor that they needed was Danny Green. Unfortunately, Danny Green was out with injury. He could have really spread the floor. He could have hit some free throws. Danny Green probably could have been a big difference maker in this series, but he wasn't. Let's talk about what's been consistent in this series. Ben Simmons missed 30 free throws against the Hawks. That's not going to cut it. I don't know any other adjective or any other word I could say for Ben Simmons. You can't miss 30 free throws in the damn fight in the freaking playoffs. It makes no sense. There's an old article on The Ringer, and they talk about Ben Simmons and how he shoots left-handed even though he's right-handed. Maybe someone needs to sit down with Ben and talk to him about that. Maybe he needs to go get a shooting coach like Lonzo Ball. Maybe Ben Simmons, he's been in the league for like 3-4 years now. Maybe he should actually try to work on his game in the offseason. I don't know what the hell he's doing. And that brings me to my next point. Earlier this season, the Philadelphia 76ers, they had a chance to actually trade Ben Simmons. They were extremely close to doing it. The deal was probably like 90% done and just didn't go through. They could have traded for James Harden. James Harden ended up on the Brooklyn Nets. Say what you want about James Harden and his playoff history. Say what you want about his durability. He probably would have made a big difference for the Philadelphia 76ers. I think a good inside-outside game of James Harden, Joel Embiid would have been pretty good. But hey, it didn't happen. So let's just fast forward here. I could get in the weeds and talk about all this stuff. Let's just fast forward here to what's going to happen next. Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey's running the Philadelphia 76ers now. He could make a trade. He could trade for maybe CJ McCollum. A lot of people believe that the Portland Trail Blazers are going to break up that team. You could trade McCollum, get a shooter for Ben Simmons. The Blazers could get an athletic wing. Or maybe not. Let's talk about some other teams. Sacramento Kings. Daryl Morey's protege or assistant GM, Monty McNair, is now running the Sacramento Kings. The Kings have been stuck in no man's land forever. They don't tend to get free agents. So Daryl Morey might say, hey, give me a shooter and Buddy Hield. Maybe give me your pick. Maybe the Sacramento Kings get a decent pick. Maybe they say, hey, take this project in Bagley. Maybe they can do something with Bagley. The point here is Daryl Morey and Monty McNair have a great relationship, and maybe they could pull something off. The Lakers. Ben Simmons is signed to LeBron's agency in Clutch. Maybe the Lakers say, hey, we need a younger player. We need some athleticism here. Maybe they move him there. Another trade rumor was Kyle Lowry. The Philadelphia 76ers definitely could have used Lowry in this playoff series. They could have used him throughout the damn season. So perhaps maybe they make a move for Lowry with the Raptors this offseason. Who knows? Well, we do know that this is happening next. The Milwaukee Bucks will be taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Now, my quick analysis of that series is actually a little surprising. You know what? I'm going to roll with the Atlanta Hawks. The Milwaukee Bucks tend to fold under pressure. I know people are going to say, well, they won Game 7. Yeah, they won because Durant's foot was on the line. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Hawks. I believe in Nate McMillan. I'm a big Nate McMillan supporter. I believe in Trae Young's supporting cast and Bogdanovic and Kevin Huerter and Lou Williams and Gallinari and all those shooters. I'm rolling with the Hawks. Hot take. But hey, if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. I got really worked up for this video. A lot of people say I'm too calm in my videos. Well, I got worked up today, okay? So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you agree with me. I think I made some good points here. It's not hard to point out the deficiencies in Ben Simmons' games. It's not hard to look around the league and see Daryl Morey's connections and where he can make some trades. It's not hard to blame Doc Rivers and all his game sevens that he lost. It's not hard to see that, hey, Joel Embiid gave it all he had. It's not hard to say, hey, maybe Danny Green could have helped spread the floor. You know, I think I covered everything. I covered all my bases. Hey, but what do I know? Let me know in the comments if you guys disagree or agree. I got in and out. This took me one take. I'm out of here. My name's Leezy. Ben Simmons is getting traded. You can bank it. You can book it. You can do whatever you want with it. Today I kept it 100 and I am out of here.